fatal mistakes to avoid is actually a lifesaver for succulents during the rainy season. A condition that can be really fatal and kill the plant. Using the wrong soil will help in propagation of succulents. Coming up. At number 1, overwatering. One of the most common mistakes in growing succulents and cacti is overwatering. Succulent plants are drought tolerant and store water in their leaves, stems and roots. Overwatering can lead to root rot, a condition that can be really fatal and kill the plant. Another mistake most newbie gardeners tend to make is drench the succulents while watering. This can result in fungal rot due to excessive moisture. The best watering can to use for watering succulents is a long nozzle can to water only the soil and not the leaves. How to avoid these problems? Remember to water only when the soil is completely dry. You can either use the finger dip method to check the top inch of the soil before watering or use a moisture meter if you have. Make sure the drainage holes are patent to prevent water from accumulating. In the dormant season, reduce the frequency of watering. Generally, watering once in a week is sufficient for all succulents, and of course, this depends on the climate of the zone you live in. At number 2, using the wrong soil. Succulents and cacti require a well-draining soil to prevent root rot. Regular garden soil or potting mix retains too much moisture, which can be detrimental to these plants. How to avoid? Use a cactus or succulent-specific potting mix. You can create your own potting mix by combining regular potting soil with sand, pebbles, perlite or pumice to improve drainage. Do not use water-retaining stuff like vermiculite or coco peat. One recipe I frequently use is 30 to 40% garden soil, 30 to 40% sand, 10 to 20% pebbles or some small coarse rocks or pumice or perlite if available. 10 to 20% compost like cow dung or vermicompost. Optionally, you can also add some 10% charcoal, small pieces of it. This fast draining soil is actually a lifesaver for succulents during the rainy season, especially young succulents or those that are recently transplanted. At number 3, inadequate sunlight. Succulents and cacti need plenty of light to thrive. While some can tolerate low light conditions, most will suffer without adequate sunlight, leading to etiolation where the plant stretches and becomes leggy. How to avoid? Place your plant in a spot where they receive at least 4 to 6 hours of direct sunlight daily. Rotate the plants periodically to ensure even light distribution. At number 4, incorrect temperature. Succulents and cacti are generally tolerant of a wide range of temperatures, but extreme cold or heat can be harmful. Frost can damage or kill these plants, while excessive heat can lead to sunburn and dehydration. How to avoid? Protect them from frost by bringing them indoors or covering them during cold snaps. Provide shade using 50% green shade net during the hottest parts of the day in summer season. At number 5, ignoring pests. While succulents and cacti are generally resistant to pests, they are not immune. Common pests include mealybugs, spider mites, and scale insects, which can weaken the plants and lead to further problems. How to avoid? Regularly inspect your plants for signs of pests. Isolate the infested plants to prevent the spread of pests to other plants. Use insecticidal soap or neem oil spray to treat infestations. About 5 to 10 ml of neem oil per liter of water for spraying. At number 6, improper container size. The size of the container can significantly impact the health of the succulents and cacti. Too large or deeper containers can lead to excess moisture, while too small a pot can restrict root growth. How to avoid? Choose a container that is proportionate to the size of the plant. For most succulents, we recommend a wider, shallow container for best results because a wider container with enough space will help in propagation of succulents which produce offsets or babies from the sides, which can then be separated and grown as independent plants. Then ensure the pot has adequate drainage holes. Then repot when the plant outgrows its current container, usually every 2 to 3 years. At number 7, over-fertilizing. Succulents and cacti have low nutrient requirements. Over-fertilizing can lead to rapid, weak growth and can damage the roots. How to avoid? Fertilize sparingly, usually once or twice during the growing season, or you can fertilize once in 3 months, which is more than sufficient. Use a balanced, mild fertilizer like a handful of cow dung fertilizer or vermicompost once in a while, which is generally sufficient. At number 8, improper pruning. While succulents and cacti do not require frequent pruning, removing dead and damaged parts can help the plant focus its energy on healthy growth. However, improper pruning practices can harm the plant. How to avoid? Use clean, sharp tools to make precise cuts. Prune during the plant's active growing season. Then remove only dead or diseased parts unless shaping is necessary. And there you have it. By avoiding these common mistakes, you'll be well on your way to growing happy and healthy succulents and cacti. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your gardening friends, comment below with your feedback and queries, and consider subscribing for more gardening tips. Happy gardening!